Hey everybody, just another day out here. I know it's been a little while since the last one, but you know what? Stress overall has been pretty good, so I really don't have a lot to talk about. Of course I could go on and on about Trump and his stupidity, but let's not do that today. We already know all of his lies and all that, so we don't need to talk about that today. We can talk about the Olympics. It's been an interesting Olympics. I can say that for sure. Not really stressful for me, but entertaining more than anything else. More of the stress in it is, of course, all the people, the thoughts and comments about, this or that going on there. The big one, well, a couple of big ones, of course, is the transgender athletes. I'll try to make it quick on that. Here's my thought on it. If they've already gone through their surgery, so they've got their post, surgery, allow them to compete in that particular gender. There's this whole thing about, well, the athlete, if they did it after puberty, they're so much stronger than the other athletes and all this. Yes and no. The yes part of it is that, initially after their surgery, yeah, they probably still are a little stronger. But what people don't understand is that these people have to go through a lot of hormonal therapies. And those hormonal therapies basically alter the body. That muscle mass and the bone density and all that all changes. So there's a whole different, scenario to that. They are no longer that same person. And that's where we have to kind of realize that, these people are committed to being a different gender. Now, the ones that are before surgery, they're still committing to be a different gender. It's just they haven't gone through the process of it. So in that particular case, as sad as it is, probably should, compete on the original gender. Do we need to have a, transgender specific category? I personally don't think we do. I think that if we were a little more reasonable, we could come along and say, hey, you know what, this person probably is okay to compete in the category. But, of course, we're not that reasonable. Another big argument I hear a lot of people say on that one is, well, that one transgender athlete, they broke the woman's eye socket and it's dangerous. You know what? Boxing is dangerous. Men break other men's eye sockets all the time. Women have done it to other women. It's a common injury in boxing. And the whole thing of, oh, well, that person has so much more reach than the other person. Or, they have so many more, they look so much taller than the other person. Again, that is the part of boxing. That's what makes boxing unique, is that, they go by a weight category rather than by height or by reach. So I've seen athletes that are, 6'3" going against guys that are 5'10". And, the 6'3" guy has, 2 or 3 inches of reach on the other guy. But that quicker, smaller athlete is able to get around the other athlete. So I really wish people would stop trying to put so much politics and everything. That's the hard part about it, is that we can't escape it. You go online, you look at a article about, NASA discovers a new planet, and you look at the comments, and of course, within probably the first 5 comments, there's somebody who's made it political. And it just has to stop, It's not good for the society in general. But I really wish that people would, do something different. Are they going to? Probably not. But, that's the way it is. Other than that, about the only other topic really to talk about is along this whole line of, boxing and the Olympics got me thinking about history and I got to thinking about just in general the things I've gone through in my generation. You know, it, and I also thought about, my mother-in-law. She's 87, and the things that she's gone through. She's gone through the Great Depression. She saw basically the first computers come online, the moon landing. I mean, there's so many things that in her generation, the baby boomers have gone through that it's just astounding, and the resiliency that they've gone through. And then, like I say, in my generation, a lot of that came in before, what I did. But, with telephones, we went from a corded phone to a cordless phone that had an antenna to it. Then we went into cell phones. Cell phones were amazing because, we went from this big old briefcase thing that we had to hold on to now I've got this thing in my hand. That's actually more powerful than the first computers that were around, the personal computers that were around when I was young. And again, that's another thing I've gone through too, is I can remember, the formation of Microsoft and the formation of Apple and how they all went through everything. And my kids have gone through a lot of different stuff that they'll think about that, in the future of what they have to do. They don't have to worry about tapes. They were never around for the cassette tape, and that was one thing for me too. We went from cassette tapes, 8 tracks, CD players, now into the digital formats from MP3s, MP4s. There's all sorts of different devices that came out trying to copy the MP3 and MP4 formats. But with my kids, they've gone through a lot of those changes too. They went from CDs to going into the actual streaming services, and it'll continue. And that's kind of a neat part about life, is everything evolves, and hopefully us as humans, we can keep up. So make it a point to evolve. Okay, think about something different today. Take one topic that you are dead sure that you have your opinion set on that. Research it. Take the time to understand the other person's point of view. If it remains the same, good for you. But at least you looked and you made the attempt to evolve. Hopefully, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye.